Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you might be in the world. This is Rogue TV. This is Wit.
This is Jay.
Don't know where you go. If it's your second time around or your third time around, welcome back. If you're a new subscriber or a new viewer, nice to have you. Last topic we talked about was about school, old days growing up, the fun days growing up, comparing to this
the
one.
nowadays generation, yeah.
But today, what are we talking about today?
Today we're traveling on to the concerns of young girls being attracted to older guys, or you have the older guys preying on the young girls, and some of the reasons why you might end up in a predicament like that, or why some girls end up in a predicament like that. Growing up as a young girl from a inner community in Jamaica, a lot of times, a lot of my friends, or some of them, if they said they had a boyfriend, would always be an older guy. And some of the reasons.
Yeah, but why?
Yeah, well, because some of the reasons, right? Situation like this, for example, your mother not working, she has 4 kids to feed, right? And you as a young girl, and what they used to call the man them out the road, the big man them.
Oops.
And you have an older guy with a little bit of money who come around, flaunt it, telling the younger girls what they can give them, and being in the situation where the mother can't provide. First thing comes to mind, oh, let me boops him out, let me see what I can get from him.
Yeah, but a lot of times when the female is claiming that they're boopsing out the man is actually getting what he wants.
Yeah, so it's a two-way street, which is not right, but on both sides they're both getting something from it. So the man getting what they want, and then the girl might get a little money to bring back to the family.
Yeah, but they might get a little bit of money, but at the same time, what they get with the little money, they send them more into debt or more into what you call it, poverty, because most of the time they get pregnant.
Yeah.
And after getting pregnant, they can't go to the man and say, yo, I am pregnant.
Yeah, no.
The man not trying to hear that.
That wasn't in the deal. The deal was, I give you a little money and you give me a little front, right?
Yeah, but alright, me ask you a question. What was your type in those days? What type of man did you go for? Or what type of man attracted you?
Well, as a teenager, the guys, well, it's not, I'm not gonna lie, like schoolboys. But obviously, if I'm in high school, it was a bit different. So if you're in like 7th grade, you won't. For me personally, I was never with a boy, as in I never spoke to a boy in the same year as me. It's always a little bit older. So if I was in the 7th grade, he was probably in 9th grade. So it's a 2 years different, but he was a schoolboy. It's a schoolboy situation. But you do find a couple of the girls, 14, 15, with guys in their 20s. Some of them even in their 30s.
So haven't you, like, during school days been attracted to a guy that wasn't in school? Like a man that is, that could be your father or was too old for you?
Me personally, no, because the relationship that I had with my dad was non-existent. So if a guy was of a certain age, the first thing that came to mind was daddy. And I'm like, daddy, you do not mean you have to go?
Well,
but that's just me. However, there were some girls that had guys that was probably old enough to be the dad or even granddad, and that's because what, they might drive a car. Do you know what I mean? They can like give them extra lunch money. The hype, that was the hype, can buy them a couple things, make them look flashy. So yeah, it just, then call it ready eye.
Yeah.
When you hear them too red.
Red, yeah. Everything you see you want.
Yeah. And when a guy see a girl and he pick that up and he say, oh, I can just give her a little this and give her that, and she just fall in, that time that happened. Other times,
but my thing was this though. I used to love the female company. In school, I made sure that I was in home economic class, as I said in the last video.
And we got the reasons why.
But out of school, I always liked older females.
Why is that?
It was more of, you don't have to worry about, say, well, she want to play hide and seek, or she want to, you know, little kids game.
No,
With
wait.
a older woman.
Mm-hmm.
It was more challenging.
Wait, hold on a minute now. You're trying to tell me that you enjoyed the chase? That's why you went off older women?
Alright. At say 14, about 13, 14,
Mm-hmm.
I used to spend a lot of time with a woman that was 25. I used to go to my bed like 3 o'clock in the morning just to get my fingers smelling like cheese.
Oh my god!
But it's just a part of life.
That's disgusting!
Why?
What you mean why? Oh, because the young girl, so the reason why the young guys, according to Jay, was chasing after the older woman is because they were basically putting out more. Is that what you're saying? And the young girls weren't?
Kinda.
Kinda.
Yeah, kinda, because no, in school,
Yeah.
I still used to mess around with females. I used to you know, regular kids
Yeah.
doing the thing.
Yeah.
But then it was more like everybody was doing a certain thing, where you have this one girl in class where all the males would like gravitate to that female, and she was like everybody's girl. You know, so when you reach home, when you finish school and you reach home, you know, it's a different world you're in, because kids that was at school, you're not seeing them.
Mm-hmm.
So now we had this female that was living next door,
Mm-hmm.
and we used to just go sit, talk, play, talk about Anansi's story or Dopey's story. You know, sit beside. We used to just rub on legs. You know, same time you rub on legs for all 20 minutes, one place, afraid to move till you start work yourself up. Sometimes it take like all 2-3 days to move 1 inch up. But when you finally realize that you're moving up and nothing is being done, you just relax. More confident.
Really?
Yeah.
Another reason. So apart from what I said earlier about the men being able to give the older guys giving the young girls things, especially if they come in, they need the extra money to help the family and stuff. Another reason is that boys, when we were going to high school, boys our age particularly wasn't as mature as us. So things that we were talking about and the things that the stages in life that we were at, even though we were young, some boys, they weren't looking at it, they weren't taking it very serious. Whereas when you probably an older guy, he would see it and he would probably understand it a little bit better. I don't know why, but like they say, like girls tend to mature faster than boys, and that's one of the reasons why. So that's another reason there, because the young boys were just too immature. The only thing they wanted to do was go out with the boys, play football, get like, and I don't mean just a little bit sweaty. I mean, like, imagine you're in your khaki uniform, you're going out onto the ball field after school or whatnot, you come back and you're soaked. You don't stink, you smell like rusty nail.
No, but in those days, in my days, it was more like, it was all about having fun. And the group of guys that I used to be around, it wasn't most about, our fun wasn't about going out and playing football or playing cricket. In that time, after a race, when they start calling it what, puberty, everyone was mainly about, yo, I'm gonna get that girl, or I can get that girl, or I had that girl, or I'm gonna try with her, or how many women you've been with, even though a lot of it was a lie. Because in those days, guys used to tell a lot of lies.
Yeah.
But we used to find that when you're driving a taxi or a bus, females, the girls that was in from say 9th grade to like 11th grade, morning time when they come to school, they're in the front seat, right beside the driver. When they're leaving school, they're in the front seat, right beside the driver, or sitting right beside the taxi, the conductor. And when they check it out, they used to always have things. And you used to always wonder how they're getting things or where they're getting things from. But sometimes you can actually speculate and know that, well, that is what's going on.
Yeah.
Now, you also have the man that has money and go out and say, well, they look for the 16-year-old, 17-year-old, you know, even the younger ones. Because what they wasn't getting at home, they could get it from those.
Yeah, exactly what I said. So yeah.
And they was getting little or less. Most likely, sometimes they don't get anything, because even from then, you also have the females that they deal with the guys that has the money and don't ask them for a penny. And the guy that don't have any money, that's the guy that they ask for.
Well, and which country you talk about?
Jamaica. Really? Jamaica. They deal with the guys that have money and don't ask them for nothing. And the poor man that don't have anything, that's the one under pressure. The one that's actually at home. You didn't know that?
What?
She trying to be one of those girls that say, I'm so rich.
No, I'm not trying to be that girl. I'm just saying, I was like, me myself, I've never in high school been with a man per se. Like I think the oldest guy in high school that I had as a boyfriend was 2 years older than me. Do you know what I mean? And even then, like, obviously, so I'm from one of the inner cities in Montego Bay. I've lived about South Spring, Sun Valley, Flankers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're a city girl.
I'm a city girl, but those communities weren't exactly like what you call them?
City type.
No, what do you call them again? Like
gated community.
Yeah, they weren't gated community. Yeah, they weren't anything like that. So I know as well. But me personally, like, there's a lot of girls around me, and they ended up having to get the older guys just to help them support. But the guys that were my age, even then, being like a couple years older than me, if I was going to school, and say I was meeting him after school, if we're going to, like, for example, just saying, going to get a party after school before we go home and stuff, who you think buying that?
The little man that don't have any money.
What? Which little? No. See, now you're mixing it up. You're mixing up boys.
Hold on.
All right.
We're talking about party and back juice.
No, what I'm trying to say is boys. You're talking about the man them. I'm talking about boys. Like young girls with young boys. You're talking about young girls and big man not get anything from the big man. So I'm saying we have to stay. Remember, I said schoolboy money finish on Friday. Just let's be frank. After Friday, schoolboy.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah, we keep it within the tax bracket, for example. I'm talking about what schoolboys had to offer. You're talking about what big man has to offer schoolgirls. So that's two different things, right? Remember, with a schoolboy, you can't expect them to be giving you, for example, grocery money. You can't expect them to be like buying you clothes and stuff like that, because they don't have it themselves.
Yes, but,
right?
but most females that's going out to the big man,
yes,
they're not getting grocery money.
Well, I can't speak on that.
Yeah, but you have to remember, you grew up in what do you call it? A closed home.
This is what I'm saying. I can't speak on that, because even the young girls that were with the big men, right? They were helping them get the groceries, help mommy pay the rent. When gas done at them, help buy the gas. So this is why I'm asking, yes, which country you're talking about, because I can't.
You come back around now to where the mothers actually allow things like that to happen.
Oh yeah, they allow it, of course.
They know that that guy is like twice her daughter's age, or even 3 times her daughter's age, with wife and kids. But because they know that, okay, if she go spend the day with him or she go spend the night with him, when she come back home, she might have grocery or the rent
money
can pay. But at the same time, it all boils down to where people start looking at, well, society start looking at that mother as well. You sell your daughter, or you whore your daughter, or you allow your daughter to do certain things that you know that shouldn't be done.
Yeah.
So-
And what they do is they cover that up. They cover it up with the fact that they're getting things from it. So even though they might say she's selling her daughter, what they use to make it seem like it's alright is saying, well, she's getting something out of it. Do you get me? Like there's something to show from it. Because one of the things is like they say that you can't be sleeping with a big man and nothing to show for it. You understand? So that they use to cover it. So some in my community, yeah, you might have the whispers, people talking about, oh, that little 16-year-old there with that 40-year-old man. But on the other side of it, the flip coin of it, people are saying that, or at least he's taking care of her and the family, or at least he's making sure that her school fee is paid, or at least he made sure that she has uniform for the new term.
But you know that in those days, it wasn't that common or that popular to see where a mother allows something like that to happen. But in nowadays, it's so prevalent that you actually can say, yes, that is what is going on.
Yeah.
Because you'll see where mother is pregnant, daughter is pregnant, and a lot of time both pregnancy belong to the same man. Yeah.
Yeah, that can't really. Well.
Whoa, she, what you call it?
Boy. Well, I've heard of.
Either she's in
I've
denial,
heard, no, I'm not.
she's
I'm
been,
not.
she grew up in a real close
No.
family.
No, I've heard of it. To be fair, I've heard of that happening, but most times, I've heard of that happening from the same guy. But a lot of the times, when you have the mother being pregnant and the daughter being pregnant at the same time, it's normally from two different guys. But there are some that you might have from the same guy, because what happened now is that older man, even though he knows that she's a child, he turns his attention to the mother, and then the mother, who is also in need, sometimes, yeah, she herself gives in for the idea that, all right, he's going to take care of us, or he's giving me this, or he continue to give me this amount of money, or he'll make sure that it's all right for me.
And most of the time that causes a split between mother and daughter.
Yeah.
But what happened to when you know that, okay, mommy comes in and see this guy that she know he's so old, he could be a grandfather, and instead of saying, well, it can't happen or it's not supposed to happen, she just turn a blind eye to it.
Yeah.
And like as if so, well, okay, they're the same age.
Yeah. Sometimes you have the mothers who actually know the men, and the men sometimes go to the mothers and say, me like your daughter, or your daughter look like she come of age now. And you will have the mothers who actually go to the daughters and say, listen, this man like you, and he have such and such. Just go and play your role properly and get what you can get from him. So
Or
sometimes
even the mothers,
themselves like push it.
even the mothers that will actually break up a relationship between a daughter and a man that is the same age or in the same age group, because he doesn't have the financial stability to take care of.
He can't look after her. Yeah, so it's okay. Some mothers will believe it's alright for the young girl to get pregnant for the older guy than it is for her to get pregnant by the schoolboy. And I'm not saying either of it is right, because a schoolgirl shouldn't be looking towards getting pregnant at a young age. She should be thinking about college or a skill program or something to further an education so she can get a proper job or a skill. She shouldn't be thinking about getting pregnant, whereas the mother is completely fine sometimes if it's for the older guy, because she believes, well, he has money. And what normally happens is that the older guys reject that. They reject the young girl because, first of all, like you said, them probably married and have other kids. And when he finds out that she's pregnant, there's nowhere to find him.
So
he's already gone.
Hold on a minute. What about the mother that lives in the house with no father, but growing up 2 or 3 kids, and those kids grow respecting the mom so much that they go to school, go college, university and all that, and come out and be on top of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, they stick with the mom, but go with a guy that is like lower than them.
Yeah.
Mom don't like it. Rift starts.
Yeah. You see, the thing is, there's a song about the heart wants what it wants. Some, like, you do have, like, even though in a world that's so materialized right now and everything's about what you have and what you can get and stuff like that, you still have those girls who look for more than just money. Like, they fall in love with this guy. He was probably just like at a entry level placement or something, can't really offer much, but
So
everything
wait,
else.
you see, the reason why I asked that question that
Mm-hmm.
way is to show that yes, we do have a lot of that in the society, but at the same time we do have people that actually can rise above.
Yeah.
So
Oh, you do have it. You do have it. Wherever you go, you do have. Like, we're not saying, oh, that's the only thing you find. Like, young girls being with older guys. Not at all. You do find, like, some girls being with guys that don't have it all. But where they might lack in money, they're abundant in everything else. So they're loyal. They make you laugh. They go above and beyond. Might not be financially, but everything else, they push you. They bring out the best in you. You do find that. Like, that is there, but it's just the fact that it's highlighted now, where it's mostly talked about the girls that are either pressured into getting on older guys because the family needs the money, or so another thing is that sometimes when a teenage girl is rebelling, they do it on purpose. You know, like your mother will warn you, or your family will warn you, you don't need to be looking for older guys and stuff like that. And some girls might not get on with their family, or they might not like how they told them it, or something happened, they got in an argument or a fight, and they're like, you know what, just to get them irate or just to get them angry, I'm gonna talk to him. And then the next thing you know, you end up pregnant. He has a baby mother. She come out to your house wanting to fight you. Acid getting thrown. Yeah, but yeah, so it's like, it's a lot of reasons why it takes place. And then you have the simple thing that you see the young girl, they just see that guy and end up liking him, like, not for his money or anything, but probably, I don't know, for how he's a funny person, or he might help out his community or whatnot, and just like him. And then the next thing you know, they're together. And sometimes they even end up, whereas they end up being together for like 50, well, not 50 because 50 years, but end up like 30-40 years. Because I have a family member of mine, she met her husband when she had just finished high school, so she was 17 going on 18, and he was well in his 30s. He had already had kids, and right now she's in her 40s and he's in his 70s, and they have 4 children together, and they're still married.
well,
So I'm not saying that it does work sometimes, but sometimes it's for the wrong reasons, and like at the end of the day you can't stop love, but sometimes it's not love. And
so what about those mothers or grandmothers now that go out of the way to deal with young boys,
yes,
teenagers?
yes, you do have that, and you do find that as well. So some people, you might think, oh, that don't happen. Oh, yes it does. Yes it does. You have them woman
In Jamaica is actually
cougar. The
cougar.
cougars, them, yeah, there's alive and well. Some older women,
it's getting more popular in Jamaica right now.
they want to feel young and alive again, and the young man with the stamina. Yes.
Well, so what would you feel about, say, okay, your mom or your grandmom come in and say, wait, I want you to meet my boyfriend, and when they turn around and you look, boyfriend that she talking about is younger than you. How would you go about handling that, or relating to that, or
The thing is, every family is different, and
closet?
closet.
Yeah, every family have a little closet.
every family has their dynamics. No family is normal, because normal is underrated, because your normal and my normal are two different normals, right? That's just the way it is. But you do have that. Me, how would I react to something like that? I wouldn't be happy. Like, who would be happy? Because you don't know the young man's intention, because it all comes back. So the same thing that the young girl was with the old man for is the same thing what these young boys are with these big women for. They come to get what they can from the women.
It comes down to cash.
Yes, it comes down to what they can get.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. So first I'll be thinking, I know your intentions right off the bat. And that's just me being judgmental, because like I said, I know someone in my family, the female, that's actually now still with her husband, and he was twice her age. So it could be that, but off the bat I'm going to think you don't have good intentions unless that person proves differently. But how do you do that? Because she's your mom and you have to be respectful. You might not agree with her choices, but as long as it's not interfering. But on that note, guys, thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe, like, hit the notification bell. Also, feel free to leave a comment. And have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon. Stay blessed.
And enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, we're out.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.